are very welcome to episode 153 of the Take a Pull podcast with Dec and Andy Gummins. We are here to finally record another Clonmel Thursday. Dec, it's been a while. We haven't done it in a while, but I suppose the Ireland football team have kind of dictated when we record, because as much as we love a Thursday night Take a Pull pod, Ireland playing for the World Cup is taking precedence for one time and one time only.
Yeah, and it's only the quarter on Saturday as well. So
I have one that I think will win, but I'll post that. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I might put it on this one, or I might wait and hold it on Twitter. But I found one.
You have to give it
out. So it's great to be back. Clonmel Thursdays. It's been a staple of the show, and what I like about it, and I probably shouldn't like about it, it tends to be an episode that doesn't garner as many viewers. But people that do watch it are the sickos. They're only the most loyal TAP followers will watch this episode, and that's you're the ones we really appreciate. So thank you very much for listening, as always. Dec, you have a bit of news. You were out and about today doing some on media duty for TAP. So
on media duty, we had a good day. Obviously, we got we got the invite in the post from Fairyhouse. They always think of us and invite us along. So that was a good old day. It was actually an open invite as well. Anyone could turn up, and there was some punters there as well. It was funny when I walked in. You walk in, you're looking around. Where's there a bit of a table? Where am I going to stand? So there was two old ears now. But they definitely, I'd say they were locals, and they definitely seen the advertisement and turned up. So I went, how are you getting on, ladies? And they said, have you a winner for us? So they were there for the winner. they were there with notebook and pen, looking for the few winners. So I said no, I wouldn't now, but sure, you'll never know what we hear today. But John McConnell, they've been punted off the board, so I don't think anyone's going to mind me saying it here, but John McConnell did actually get up. I don't think he was supposed to get up and talk, but he was asked to go up and talk, and he was saying, look, I haven't got much of a great record in the national. I've not really gone, apart from heads up, he's gone a bolt up. I've not really gone over the weekend at Fairyhouse, but I'm going to do a double at Hexham tomorrow. And he was quite bullish about it now. So looking at the betting, it looks like the two old ears went down to get the messages on the way home and told absolutely everyone about them, because they've been well supported. One of them off the track for over 1,000 days.
I'm just looking here. Bold Reflection off the track for 1,064 days is your 2-1 favourite in the 11 minutes past 2 race at Hexham. Yeah,
so there's a bit of a nugget that we picked up today. But I think those two old dears, we seen them going down the lift then to head out, and I'd say they were straight down to Dunn's or Tesco, and they're not on the way telling everyone what they're getting the net, because they seem to have been well punted now since it opened. And it was a nice day. We probably we might be in trouble actually, Andy.
Right, what have you done this time?
Well, there was cupcakes of every runner in the race in the national, at every entry. We've 60 entries or something at the moment, so
it's a lot of cupcakes, all right. Yeah.
Ourselves went up to grab a few. Got Carita Blaze and Boston of brownies for myself and Luke. Grabbed one for herself. Can't remember who. Lecky Watson. But as you get back down, she's like, I was looking like I was greedy, but intense raffles is there. You need to go up and grab it. So it's like, so I went up. It wasn't too busy, so I took it. But that went into the handbag, and later on, Heather Downey came over and said, "Jesus, Tom's gone off awful upset." Tom Givney's gone off awful upset. He's gone home now, but he really wanted to take home intense raffles cupcake with him. So, it was stashed in the handbag. So sorry about that.
Was it nice?
It was delicious. Yeah. It was lovely. So I know.
He could have taken the Kinter Calanese cupcake, I suppose. That's the only.
Yeah, well, as we said ourselves earlier, and it's probably jam inside that one, and it's probably starting to ease out. But yeah, sorry about that, Tom. It was delicious, and it did find a good home. So
yeah, we'll have to invite Tom on. He's probably a long overdue guest. He's a trainer we've a lot of time for, and we would like to.
Does seem to have social media presence, so I'm not sure whether the message will ever get to him, but we genuinely are sorry about that, Tom.
Yeah.
But no, it was a good day. It was horses galloping. It was pissing rain now when they were, so we watched a couple and then headed back up into the dry and the warm, and then lots of interviews, and there was jockeys, trainers, and there was canapes coming out all the time. So
lovely. Really
enjoyed that. Look, when we went in, you're in a bar. It was like, geez, will I get a glass of wine? And it was no.
At 10 o'clock at this stage, was it?
It was about 11:30.
Right.
But Asher was driving as well, so I did.
On a Tuesday.
There was one absolute legend. Sat down 11:30, half a point gone. My absolute idol. So I would have loved him to join him, but he was up there, absolute hero. So sat down by himself at one of the round tables, swamping a point. Fair play to him.
Yeah, very good. Fairyhouse, they do a great job in looking after their people as well. And again, a big thank you to the team as well that been bumped into John at Cheltenham, and gave us a heads up. So much appreciated. And I suppose we'll just take the final opportunity to publicly apologise to Mr. Tom Gibney over
we genuinely. I felt a bit bad. Yeah. I did feel a bit bad now, but it was delicious.
Right, enough of the Take an Apology podcast. We're going to get on to Clonmel. A classic Clonmel card of seven races. We've got a Mare's Beginner's Chase to start off with. Knowing it's a Clonmel Thursday, you couldn't get within. You usually can't get 3 races in without finding a mare's race. It's the opener on the card this time. Really not a race to shout home about, but that's not to say we can't find a winner, as we like to say around here. A 10-1 winner Clonmel pays the same as a 10-1 winner anywhere else in this great big world of ours. So 6 runners here, Dec. The majority of which do have a rating, and nothing in this world would make me happier to finally see Kilbarry Saint get a win under her belt over fences. Her balance of form probably entitles her to go in here. I don't think you could maybe look through her whole balance of form, 1 win from 19 runs. But in her defense, she's been very, very highly tried in the last basically 2 years. Like outside of a conditions, or outside of think of a Mare's Chase in November, I'm pretty sure every race she's ran in since November 2024, I'm saying now, or even going back to the Fairyhouse Festival in March of 2024, I think she's only ran in 1 race that wasn't of graded status. So this is a colossal drop in class. And it's probably a mare that I said should be in handicaps. I think she'd win off her mark. I think she's going to be really hard to beat here, and it's a gilt edge opportunity for her. I don't think Wakewill likes fences. Dec, I know you like Wakewill, but have you any opinion on this opener?
No, I wouldn't be looking at Wakewill here. I do like Kilbarry St. Andy. Like, she rated 125. She was second to Spindleberry here in November. Now, I suppose you probably could argue that she might have achieved that rating by behind good horses, but if she's ever going to win a chase, like this is a very, very good opportunity for her. Look, Neon Diamond, she's rated 114. She's had 2 decent enough chase runs. She's probably well handicapped. I would be. She'll definitely find a handicap, I think, off that kind of mark. And then the one that could be a bit of a sleeper there, Andy, Party Dress, for Willie McCreary. She's only a 6-year-old. She has won over hurdles. Now I don't know loads about her, but she could be a bit of a sneaky one. But now look, I Kilbarry Saint, I'd be she should go and win this, and I hope she does.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I'd be kind of borderline disappointed now if she's beaten in this, because, as you said, like her record in graded races is admirable. It's not remarkable, but it's admirable, and it's definitely a lot more than I think what her opponents face here. So, right, yeah, let's move on, Dec. This is probably going to be a quick one after this, as usually most Clonmel pods are. Next up is another beginner's chase, the 12 minutes past 3 race over 2 miles for the geldings this time. Again, nothing kind of jumping off the page, which isn't uncommon for this time of year. It's one of these races where, you know, kind of something has to win. You could start looking towards jockey bookings. Tell Us This, obviously, Keith Donahue riding for Gavin Cromwell, a 106 rated chaser. Probably not hiding a whole lot, but most likely won't be a million miles away. Who's your fancy here, Dec?
Look, it's Charlie Brown is in here. He's a potential for the Hall of Infamy. I was a big fan of mine at Christmas, and he was a big punt at Christmas, and he was only second. He was then third the next day, and I think he fell last time out. But look, in this sort of race, if you rate 110 or less, like it can be hard to you know, there's not always a lot of places to bury them in these, so he could go close. So Dante is the highest rated hurdler in here, but never really threatened off that high mark. The one I landed on, and he was Lagoon Nebula. She's only a 5-year-old. Yeah, she's only a 5-year-old. She was a winner in Cheltenham last April off 108. And I know, well, before
it was juvenile handicap. Yeah, it was a decent pot as well.
Yeah. No, she did run again in December off 115, but she was never really in the race at all. But look, she's time on her side. She's one who can find improvement. I know she's probably got a few runs on the flat as well, but yeah, she's the one I've come down on anyway. Lagoon Nebula.
Yeah, I don't think she's the biggest, and obviously she is flatbred. I'm always a little bit skeptical about backing flatbreds on chase debut, especially. And she's the one I would have came down on, but for the fact that she was doing the rounds on the flat. Like there's a few here that, like, you know, handicaps are just going to be the plan for them. Reliable Prince for Enda Bolger, I'd say, will be an interesting horse to follow over the summer. Depending on what rating he gets, I think he'd be able to win races. Same goes for Speedy Box and Ross O'Sullivan. Don't think the handicapper was too kind to him with a mark of 110 over hurdles. Possibly given to him after his run behind Butcher Hollow. He was running a nice race before falling late on. It might have actually been the last where he fell. He was beat, obviously, but it wasn't the worst of runs last season. Yolita as well, another one that could go well, but I suppose the here and now horse, I think, Dec, is probably the Gavin Cromwell trained Tell Us This. He's been having a few goes in handicap chases. Reverts back here, has a chase rating of 106. There are horses in here that could improve past that, but he does have the experience, and experience can sometimes tell in a race like this. I think a lot of these will have plans for the next day, but I think Tell Us This, with Gavin Cromwell's yard going well enough at the moment, it's probably the one to be with here, but there is probably easier fish to fry on this card. Your 342 is your Kerry's Castle Novice Handicap chase. It's over 3 miles. We've got a field of 14. Fiercely competitive stuff, this, albeit at a low level, but sure, that's never swayed us. So, Dec, I'll let you take over here. You've a good few horses here, bottom weight of 83, a few slightly out of the handicap down towards the bottom tier too. This, I feel like despite only having 14 runners, this is a race where you can have 4 or 5 darts and possibly struggle. But where did you come down?
Oh, I only need one dart here, Andy.
You're the boss.
Yeah, bet the card now on on Thursday, and it's a horse who's gone in for us before. It's Brown Boots. Was an easy winner of 84 over fences. He did back over hurdles, followed up, and then he was beaten 3/4 of a length off 91. That was over hurdles. He runs here off 93 over fences. It's his first chase run since he won off 84. I just think he goes and wins this. Like, looking down through it, like Milana Way is one from 30. Did win over hurdles off 88 that one time she won, but she's very, very exposed. Like, you know, she's running off a chase mark of 88, but I just think this is fairly straightforward stuff now.
Okay.
Despite everything you said there, Andy.
But look, if I struggled with this race and you didn't, that's fine with me. This is your playground as well. So.
if you're only gonna have one bet on Thursday, and you probably should only have one bet, but like, you know, but we are going to do a Bolivian as well. But if we were disciplined kind of people, if you one bet, it'd be Brown Boots. Collect them and go home.
Probably the reason we're not on Patreon or all that stuff is because we just like to enjoy ourselves. So, we enjoy your company. So yeah, that's fine with me. If you're happy with Brown Boots, Dec, that will do for me as well.
Happy. Any price to go price.
Right, you're 12, which is next. Are you okay?
Well, yeah.
I'm good, dodgy connection there, Dec.
No, I'm good there.
Oh, you went into the loading screen there, but you're all right. The Nair Valley Maiden Hurdle next. Yeah, get 50 cent into the meter there quick. Right, so we've got a big field here. We've 18 and 1 reserve, Sea Bloom for Willie Mullins. So it looks like he won't be taking part unless we do have a late non-runner. Again, we have Bodick here with a rating of 118. A rating like that should put you bang there. Beaten 17 lengths behind Zeus Power on his hurdling debut, where he was sent off to 4-6 favourite. Probably hasn't quite lived up to that, but it's a decent level of form for a race like this. He probably does take the beating. You've got Paul Patrick in colours there for Henry de Bromhead. They were usually trained by who was used to train those colours, Dec? It was Dermot McLaughlin, was it? Paul Patrick. The pink, maybe actually the pink and blue. Maybe it's actually different.
Avellino.
Dermot McLaughlin was used to. Looks like this one's transferred to Henry de Bromhead. Dermot McLaughlin has been as a trainer. Is used to, I quite enjoyed following these particular colours as well. Year. It is, yeah, springtime Fairyhouse. Yeah, definitely want to keep an eye on. Be interesting to see if there's any money for Paul Patrick now. Switching yards. Then you San Hilario with a rating of 120. It does look like Gordon Elliott does have the keys to this race with his 2 experienced runners. I'm not sure if there's anything in here with less experience that's going to get too involved, Dec. Hey Now for Andrew McNamara is an interesting runner too, but might have another day down the line, maybe in the summertime after an interesting bumper debut. But where do you see this prize going?
Look, I am a massive fan of San Hilario. I put him up as a strong selection back at Fairyhouse.
Bumped into one,
Bumped into Billy Lee Swagger, actually, who won really, really well. He's rated 120, San Hilario. He's still only a 5-year-old. He's been second 5 times since
got up 9 pounds without winning, which I know you hate.
I hate that. I do. It's but since he's kind of been put to the task now, he's been second 5 times. 4 of them in handicaps, once in a maiden. Just he might have to wait till next autumn to have his day, but I think when he does, it'll be 2 or 3 wins. I'd say he's a really, really nice horse, and you get the feeling that they think he's quite a nice horse in the yard as well. So, like, I don't think he's going to be good enough on Thursday, but I can see him turn into quite a nice horse next year, and we could be looking at spring handicaps this time next year with him.
He is only 5, I suppose. So
exactly.
He put up the time. I would have thought like he is the horse that Gordon Elliott would probably send to somewhere like Perth and maybe win a conditions. I think he could win a conditions race around Perth in the summertime. But maybe that's not what Gordon wants to do. You wouldn't know. Like I don't think he sends that many to Clonmel anymore. The bank holiday in May, that type of stuff. But
I'm thinking maybe the handicap he was beaten in at Fairyhouse
next year.
I think is that quite a nice pot, or there's definitely a nice pot on that weekend.
Yeah, well, he is by San and out of an authorised mare, so it wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility that they might want to go chasing with him sooner rather than later.
Right. Okay.
So yeah.
Well, look, he's definitely one. He's definitely one to keep on side, but it might be the autumn by the time he might just need a break and he come back bigger and stronger. Maybe it is going to be chasing. But I will be against him now on Thursday. I'll be with Gordon's other runner, Poetic. He's rated 118.
18, yeah.
8 lengths Tour to Cork Compliance, 17 lengths Tour to Zeus Power, 4 lengths Tour to I'm Slippy in a bumper. Like
he's bumped into nice horses, yeah.
That form's really, really strong. I think the danger to him could be hey now 5-year-old 4 lengths Tour to TikTok AC in a bumper at Nace before Christmas, but yeah, I just think Santander's gonna have to wait a little bit of time, and I do really, really like him. But look, keep him on side, and he's the sort of horse who could, when the penny drops from him and he has his day, it'll happen again, and it'll happen again. So he's definitely one to not fall out with, but Poetic for Thursday.
Yeah, the thing I did like about Poetic, and he's Poetic, he's probably going to be the nap of the tap if the price allows. He has been well backed every time he's hit the track. Which is quite interesting. And as you said, he's bumped into nice horses, Zeus Power, Court Compliance, etc.
Yeah. Sorry, he's trained by Willie, Andy. I said he was trained by Gordon.
He's trained by Willie, yeah, of course he is, yeah. Sorry. I think that was my fault. I think I introduced at the top that he was trained by Gordon earlier. Yeah, I do think he's quite a nice horse. I was wondering now, the Albert Bartlett Series qualifier, like Willie Mullen's not allowed to run horses now, or am I making that up?
No, he should be allowed to run horse in the Albert Bartlett. He's not allowed to run horse in the William Hill.
It's the William Hill, yeah. Because he did strike as a horse that could maybe rock. Like when I saw the mark of 118, because I have kept an eye on this horse, I was wondering he could be one that Willie might be able to help himself and just run him in that get him qualified and run in the final of Punchestown. But then I saw the mark of 118 and I thought, there's a 2.5 mile novice handicap at Easter Sunday, I think, at Fairyhouse. Tends to be won by a nice horse. So they're bypassing that mark of 118, which makes me think that at this level with a novice, Willie couldn't give a rat's about a mark of 118. He'd go win this maiden by half the track and probably run him in a nice race at the Punchestown Festival. He might even run him at Ayr or Sandown. If he was going for the trainer's title, that would have probably happened. Like the race Jump LN won last year at Sandown or Ayr, that could have been a race that Bodek would have been ideal for. And he still might do that because I could see the horse improving for going to England in a race like that. But I think this is a good opportunity for him. If the price allows, I think he's going to be very hard to beat here. Anything better than anything odds against, I'd be happy with. But there is a chance he could be short enough given the connections and the track, because I don't think Willie Mullen said many.
I think Sanalaria will be favourite. I think he'll open up favourite.
I don't think. I know he's favourite at the weights, but he has had a lot of chances, which is what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
might be the case.
I think he'll open up.
You could set your clock. You could set your clock to him running to 120. It's just whether that's good enough. Yeah, absolutely. Right, and Mayor's Maiden Hurdle. Who'd have thought? The Adair Manor opportunity. Mayor's Maiden Hurdle at 4:42 is next up. Not a strong race by any sense, really. Here, Dec. The top one there, ridden by Michael Keneally. Chautauqua. Yeah, and rated 98. Like you're talking. Like that should have you competitive here, so you're not talking the strongest races. Jury Bell rated 104 for Shark Hanlon, good opportunity for her. And then you have Tangara Bay for Henry de Bromhead under the Martin Pipe winning jockey Patrick O'Brien. sure to turn some heads. Ran well enough behind El Kairos at Thurles last time out. Who do you have here, Dec?
This is a tricky one, Andy, and I give a selection, but I may not be having a bet in this one. There's a lot of ways into this.
There is, yeah.
Like Sound Judgment, the 6-year-old, she was 11 lengths second to Galileo Dame last month. On paper that looks decent, but I'm not sure what Galileo Dame is anymore.
She's not easy to win with, is she? I know she finally, like, she was entitled to go and win that, and she did, but yeah.
And now Champagne Venture absolutely bolted up at Navan the weekend, and she was third when Galileo Dame was second at Christmas. But I don't know. It's not. She's not. Or should we trust them with to be working out for him too much? Look, I landed on early board. 7-year-old. She's been behind Old School Outlaw 3 times. She is a bumper winner. I don't know. Is Jonathan Sweeney in form? Do we say that after you have me in stitches?
Yeah, well, like she was brave, wasn't she, to go and win that? Yeah. Rushmount, like, he didn't necessarily run well in the Broadway at Cheltenham, but like it'd be unfair on the horse to say he ran badly. Like, he did try his heart out. Like, I've watched that race back a good few times. Obviously, we reviewed Cheltenham last week. Like, I think, I wouldn't put you off her. Put it that way.
Yeah, look, she's the one I came down on, but there's lots of options here. There's lots of ways into this. I think it's quite a tricky race, and there'll be, sure, we'll already be gone home after back in brown boots anyway, so we won't move them.
Very good. I'd take a chance on Tangara Bay under Paddy O'Brien. She's improved pretty much with every run to date. I suppose her run behind Power Words and El Kairos are relatively similar, but given that the run behind El Kairos in the depths of winter, I'd say that's probably stronger form. So I would take a chance on her, but I'd probably be advising against getting heavily involved in that particular race. The Glenairy Handicap Hurdle Division 1. I love when they split a race up at Clonmel. It always happens as well. A mare's race and a Division 1.
I love it to not the 100.
Obviously subscribe to bits these races. So this is 12 minutes past 5, not to 100, just shy of 2 mile 3. Again, not easy, Dec.
No.
Where have you came down here? A lot of nowheres in this form as well. Like, Jesus, this is not easy. I know, like, Courtsback Boy is probably the one, he's literally the only horse in the race that's in form. Is it that simple?
You don't want to be in form going into these races.
Okay. Yeah, we've done enough.
You definitely don't want to be in form going into these races. Look, Philip Rodwella's Larkin's Lane is rated 77. She stayed on the last day. That was her second handicap run on soft ground. She's been dropped £1. It is the same trip, but there's 2 others I stronger opinions on. I'll take 2, Andy. Top weight Soylent Graduation made his handicap debut the last day over 2 miles. Was detached early on, but stayed on to be beaten to 35 lengths. Just the way, just what we want.
Stayed on to be beaten 35 lengths. Have your life on it.
Open trip for the first time in his career now, and I think it's gonna eke out plenty of improvement. Be bang there. The other one, and I don't know whether Minister Donald Hassett has, is coming here to do a double, but
it's the jockey booking, isn't it?
Certainly be the first one. Low as you. Did show some promise on handicap debut the last day, beating 8 lengths. It was only beating 8 lengths. It was probably they probably absolutely walked, but this 5-year-old should improve, and I could be the first leg of a double for Donald Hassett, because he's won in Division 2 as well now. So I have it between Soylent Graduation and Low as you, but I will be doing the Donald Hassett double.
Right, so that horse wasn't beaten far on its latest start at Punchestown, only beaten 8.5 lengths. I was saying the jockey book, it might be interesting, but Donald Hassett's gone to the trouble of getting Danny Mullins 3 times and Sean O'Keefe once for this horse's 4 starts. Off the track 73 days, you would wonder if maybe this is a sire. That's the only thing I'd say. But at its likely price, and given how weak this race is, there's more straight in the tea bag than probably what's in this race, I'd say. So
just the fact that he's running the next race now as well, just made me think, look, if I'm going, I'm taking it all.
This has self-search written all over it, I'd say, now that you're after tipping this. But anyway, let's see what happens. Lloyd is you for Dec.
I am going. I'm taking 2 now.
Fair enough.
I'm taking silent graduation as well. But
right.
I will be doing the Hassett double.
The Hassett double. All right, so let's see. Does he have a runner in the next race? I'm going on.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
He does. Yeah, I see it there. So humble brag. Go on, tell us about humble brag, and obviously Danny Mullins is in for a nice payday here, but it sounds like
humble brag. Another 5-year-old. This one's rated 53. Sorry. This one's rated 93.
Did you say 53?
I hope we never tip a horse rated 53. This is rated 93. He was fourth here the last day on his handicap debut. He's up in trip. He finished 19 lengths ahead of his stablemate Lloyd as you in a Galway Maiden that was won by Dr. Steinberg in October. That's obviously why he's right.
She wasn't a bad maiden. That wasn't a bad maiden for that time of year. Frankie John and He Can't Dance in there as well.
And when you think there's a Clonmel, Donald has a double coming out of it in March. The other one I did like in Andy is the mare Ode to Joy. Stayed on over 2 miles in handicap debut, beating 6 lengths, going to improve, stepping up in trip. But I just hope we don't ruin the Donald has a double. Let the poor man get his money on.
Yeah, the only double will be double withdrawals probably, and Danny Mullins saving petrol.
Let the man get a few quid on.
Yeah, I suppose the one that I kind of took an eye to, it's interesting. He's got let in off 100. I'm always interested when a horse gets let in off 100. Market Ready. I suppose the third to I'm Slippy is what kind of perked me up a bit. I do think I'm Slippy is a lot better than what he's shown. He's down to 128. I know he's disappointed in 2 starts since being second to talk at Fairyhouse. He is quite a keen going sort. I do think he's a better horse than what was shown. I know he's an easy winner at Cork that day, but the fact that the handicappers let him in off 100 after 3 hurdle starts is interesting enough. I don't know if I'm confident enough to go and back him now off top weight, but he wouldn't be without a chance, I would have thought. Just wanted to deflect there from the Donald Hassett double. There.
I can't wait till somebody's, reviewing, looking back over Dr. Stein, like what could he go on to be? He is the one who won at the Dublin Racing Festival, isn't he?
Yeah, he won the Nathaniel Lacey, and then I he made an absolute show of himself in the Albert Bartlett.
Yeah, but he was always going to do that. Like, he was too keen for that.
I actually wonder what Willie Mullins was like in hindsight. Like, he literally said in a Sport and Life column that this horse is not going to be suited by an Albert Bartlett. I don't think he's going to settle. And then proceeded to run him in the Albert Bartlett where he didn't settle, and was maybe, I don't know, but maybe he's just looking for a bit of fun. I'm not sure, but it's hard to
I'd never have ran him in the race, but look, that's and then
Dr. Dana went for 3 miles. You didn't talk about him.
Who are we to question Willie Mullins as well? But that made the people looking back at his career and go, Jesus, that was some Maiden. Jesus, Frankie John, he can't dance in third. The Hassett double. Oh my God.
Okay, on to the main event. You've made a name for yourself in bumpers. So the next race beating April 2nd, we'll most likely review it. NIH flat race over 2 miles. Jenny McDermott, Detroit Maverick, possibly a gilt-edged opportunity for him, but there are a few point winners in here. And then we have Willie Mullins running Scarecrow with Patrick. That's a great name for a horse. First time tongue tie as well, which in soft ground at Clonmel on debut is not what you'd really want to see, but alas, here we are. Anything for the bumper deck?
No, didn't have a look at it. I only tip in bumpers if they're going to be 21. 20 to 1 or bigger. So said I'd leave
Okay.
it.
What about
No, look, I'm not just gonna go tipping and bumpers all the time because we got to the Dublin Racing Festival. Most of the time I'll have no interest in them. But they should always watch them.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how Ballydiamond gets on, solely because he went off 4-1 for his first point-to-point.
Hasn't got by the fourth fence.
Hasn't got. He's unseated his rider at the first fence in both point-to-points, and now he goes into bumpers.
Maybe it's the jockey if he only unseated.
Yeah, maybe.
Jockey both times.
Yeah, God forbid he jumps the bleeding road here, but hopefully he can get around. Right, yeah, that brings us to an end of the Take a Pull podcast for episode 153 at Clonmel. Great to be back at Clonmel and reviewing one of Ireland's darling tracks, should we say. Nap at a tap, if price allows, we could be making an absolute show of ourselves here, Dec, but it's definitely Bodek in the maiden hurdle at 12 minutes past 4.
Yeah, I'd say so. Now I'm very, very well, it's not the nap at the tap.
Yeah.
I'm very, very strong on brown boots now.
Yeah, very, Donal Hassett, is it?
Look, I like 2 on both races, but I did come down on the 2 Donal Hassett horses, and how many runners would Donal Hassett have now?
Yeah. Now, anybody listening, right? Anybody listening, we've gotten in trouble for this before, so you let the man have his money on.
People have started on us for tipping a few horses.
Yeah, we don't worry. Let the man. Yeah, like these horses are going to be nice prices, so let's just wait. Let's all just be mature here. Half an hour before the off, put on your double. Everybody agrees to this, to be no problem.
Or that's just not going to happen. It's up to you guys. Let the man get a few quid on, or they just won't happen.
We just pick ponies out of the paper.
You get it picked off as well. The death threats will be coming through the door, so we have to stop. Let the man get a few
stop.
quid on.
Very good. Right, a thoroughly enjoyable 37 minutes or so. Just keep sharing and subscribing, guys. As I said, we will not be back for Thursday. We'll be cheering on the boys in green. We'll be back probably early next week and gearing up towards an Easter full of top class racing at Fairyhouse, which I very much cannot wait for. Might dabble in on the flat thereafter. We'll see if Dec lets me. But other than that, thank you very much for listening, guys. All the best and bye-bye.
Cheers.